Alaska Governor Mike Dunleavy is set to welcome the Russian President Vladimir Putin to American soil tomorrow in a historic face-to-face between two global superpowers.
Well, we're going to have a meeting with Vladimir Putin, and at the end of that meeting, probably in the first 2 minutes, I'll know exactly whether or not a deal can be made. How will you know that? Because that's what I do. I make deals.
Governor Dunleavy is gracious enough to give us some of his time. He joins us right now. So welcome to the program. It's a busy week, I'm sure, for you up there in Alaska. So, you know, there's a lot riding on this meeting. So how optimistic are you that a deal will get reached right there in Alaska?
Well, I don't know if this meeting is going to culminate in an actual deal, actual peace treaty, peace accord. But I certainly believe, as the president said in your lead, that he's going to be able to ascertain pretty quick how serious President Putin is about securing peace. I know President Trump is. We all want a just peace in this war, as we do in all wars. We want a just peace for the Ukraine. And so we'll see how it goes. But I think it's great to have it here in Alaska. Makes a lot of sense from a travel perspective. We're about 2 hours closer to Moscow than going the other way to Washington, D.C. President Trump's able to come up here pretty quick, fly over Canada for a certain period of time and get here in Alaska. He's been here many times. And so we're honored to host this summit. We hope good things come out of it. But I would temper expectations only because I think, as the president said, he's got to figure out how serious Putin is. And if he finds out that he's serious, that he's genuinely serious, there's also rumors that potentially President Zelenskyy could also be asked to join. And if that were the case, I would say that you got something serious with a possible a conclusion of a peace accord at the end of this. But I think it's going to be an intro and an ascertaining whether the President Putin is serious and what to do next.
Well, the media has made a big deal about the summit being held in Alaska. Let's go ahead and take a look at former NSA John Bolton saying that it basically gives Putin a home field advantage.
It's very gracious of Putin to come to former Russian America for this summit. This is not quite as bad as Trump inviting the Taliban to Camp David to talk about the peace negotiations in Afghanistan, but it certainly reminds one of that. The only better place for Putin than Alaska would be if the summit were being held in Moscow.
I mean, he's the former NSA governor. What are your response to comments like this?
Well, he's not the president, and probably for good reason. President Trump is. And if you can see what President Trump is doing all over the world, he started in his first term with the Abraham Accords. Those will probably be expanded before his second term is over. But again, this is America. Alaska is probably the most American state there is. We have a robust military presence up here. We're a huge Second Amendment state. We have more retired military personnel per capita than any other state in the country. This is, in many respects, this state bleeds America. And so, again, anything we can do to help the President of the United States, who has been terrific for the state of Alaska in securing peace, we're there. And so, it's always great to hear other people's opinions, but they're not in the driver's seat. And so I'm going to put my money on President Trump that something good can come out of this discussion.
Governor, could you say a little bit more? I mean, these comments are ridiculous, but you see a bit of them just because the media seems to be very focused in talking negative about this event, this historic meeting, first time in 10 years Putin is on American soil. Say a little bit more about the strategic importance of just Alaska when it comes to that military presence and its geographic place.
Yeah, I mean, when you know the history of Alaska, it makes a lot of sense. So in 1959, we became a state. That was in the height of the Cold War. Our Constitution for the state of Alaska was formed in the height of the Cold War. Our military presence, we were just coming out of just a short, almost 18 years before, the Japanese had a foothold in the Aleutians. And so our proximity on the globe is absolutely strategic. We're an Arctic nation for obvious reasons. We're a Northern Pacific nation for obvious reasons. We're a Western Pacific nation. I mean, again, we project Alaska, the United States, through Alaska, the United States projects itself throughout the Arctic and the Pacific. As I tell people, we're about 1,000 miles closer to Australia than California is. People think of us as way up on the top of the world, which we are. We're incredibly, from a geographic perspective, very far west, much more so than Hawaii. And our military presence, F-35s, F-22s, largest Coast Guard presence in the United States, rapid deployment forces at our Army base in Wainwright, missile intercepts in the state of Alaska. We have a lot of robust military assets here, and we truly are the fort for North America. We're the ones that have to deal with the Russians constantly, in many cases, with flybys through our airspace. We're under the Korean missile umbrella in the state of Alaska. We have Chinese warships fly the Bering Strait. So we exist in a dangerous neighborhood, but we know how to deal with it, and we have the assets to do that. But again, having this summit here, if it can lead to peace, I think it's a great thing. And I don't know how you get peace without having conversations with the individuals involved in a war. Sooner than later is the hope that this thing could be resolved.
Yeah, so well said. That's what I don't understand. Idiots like John Bolton, he's National Security Advisor, should know better that the location makes a lot of sense in terms of foreign affairs and foreign policy, given the history and the reality that you live with every day. So tell us a little bit about what this week has been like in preparations for this event.
Well, it's a small state, population-wise, 740,000 people, spread over a land area about the size of Western Europe. It's a large state geographically. An advance team had contacted us, I think it was Friday, to be honest with you, and began the process of coming up here. We've met with them on several occasions. They've secured the military base at Joint Base Elmendorf-Richardson, which is probably a good idea, given that it's got the accommodations, it's got the space for the conferences, it's secure. It is one of our largest bases that we have in the state of Alaska. So that's been secured. That makes sense. And then, we're in the height of our tourist season. So a lot of reporters coming up and others that want to follow this. Rooms are tight. Air flights are tight. It's just the way it is. But I think we're going to pull off certainly a safe, I think, organized event in support of the president and what he's trying to accomplish. So again, Alaska's honored to have the president here. I'm honored to have the president here. And it is a historical event. And hopefully, again, our eyes on the end game and what it means for just peace for the folks in the Ukraine.
Well, the world's eyes will be on Alaska. We can't wait to see it. Governor Dunleavy, thanks so much for the time. We really appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thanks for having me.